Hello everybody, this is Teddy Keckstedt from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we are here on November the 30th for a US dollars Swiss Forex market analysis for you. Before we get into it, I want to pull up our disclaimer to remind you that this webinar is for illustrative and educational purposes only. Also, we want to give you one quick promotion for our YouTube channel, just to remind you to subscribe to it if you have not yet, and always share it to your friends in the Forex environment too. It's the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. It's available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions. And without further ado, let's get to our live action screen. We have the Forex-Trading-Unlocked.com website pulled up. We already have from our tab, our navigation bar, pulled up the Forex Trading Unlocked workstation page. I'm going to skip down here to our US dollar Swiss chart. Now, we had a big reversal of fortune today going on. It's just after 11 o'clock Central Time in Chicago, and the dollar bears were out, just pummeling the US dollar versus most currencies today. And then, like a balloon underwater in the past couple hours, a big reversal of fortune has happened. Back to start off, in the early part of November, we had this bullish engulfing line buy signal. That's something you can read about in that book, High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. Now today we have a buy signal forming once again. This is also a high probable Japanese candlestick pattern. Well, there's one right now. Right now it would be a piercing line. If it closes above the open of and takes out the body of Friday's trading, it would be a bullish engulfing line, just like this one here. To learn about those signals, read the book. But right now we do have a signal forming. It has not done yet, so don't try and jump in on it, because you never know. This market could be back banging new lows before the session is over. Probably highly unlikely, but we'll see how things go. Let's see how the hourly basis is shaping up. Now, here's another good thing. Look at this. So long before the euro and the pound reverse gears versus the dollar, the Swiss already did. So dollar strength was coming in already at early trading this morning, when we have this little low that was planted. And since then, we made a lower move high, a higher move low, and we've made a higher move high. What is that indicative of? Well, lower move lows, lower move highs means downtrend. Up the higher move highs, higher move lows means uptrend. So we are now suspending the short-term downtrend on an hourly basis for sure, and now we have a neutral to bullish outlook. I would key off of this area around 90.33 here, where the low was of a couple hours ago, so about 25 pips below where the market's trading at right now. If it falls back on those lows, then I can see the market being in a lot of trouble. Remember, the day is not over yet, but we do have this buy signal forming. And I have to say that, like I said, if it settles where it is now, or takes out the settles above the opening of Friday's trading, we will have a confirmed short-term buy signal. So depending on where it does close, it will either be a piercing line or a bullish engulfing line. Both very bullish in the short run. On the hourly basis, we already have confirmed a short-term reversal of fortune. Does that mean we're going to have a monster rally? Absolutely not. I mean, we could, but I think what you're really seeing is that in the short run, while we come into Brexit, now Brexit doesn't really have too much of a big deal with the Swiss. So this line right here, this is how much time we have before we get to Brexit. Is Brexit really going to be such a big deal for Swiss? Not really. It will have some bearings on their trade deals with the UK to some degree, but it really doesn't mean much. But as far as flight to quality, remember the US dollar, the Swiss, and the yen are the three global currencies of flight to quality. The fact that we're at the end of the month and this market's been beat up for the past 2 weeks, this may be a profit-taking rally that's going on, for month end, where the traders that have been short are like, hey, let's get our numbers looking nice for November, close out the books, and we can jump back in tomorrow. If that's the case, I believe that's most likely what's going on, that the big institutions are unwinding, not that they're changing direction or that this is any real major momentum shift, but short run, I think on the daily basis, what you're seeing is the unloading of and profit take, and which gives us the situation for a low risk buy right now, fading the downtrend. Once again, we have to wait for the signal to form, to actually complete itself and form. Right now it is forming. See, form ing. It has not happened yet. We could be back on the lows before you know it. So we have to wait for the close of today, which will give us our new bias. And if our directional bias is bullish, then that would give us a good chance at probably challenging this downward sloping resistance line. So get us back to around 91 even. Now, if we can get above 91.48 here, that would be huge, because that would mean what? One, we'd be taking out the downward sloping resistance line, which is holding the trend intact to the downside. It would also take us, confirm, obviously, US dollar strength. And should we rally from today's low and take out this 91.48 level, that would mean what? That would mean after we had established a big major lower move low with this initial bullish engulfing line buy signal, then we rallied up to make a lower move high, and now this would lock in a lower move low. So today's low is definitely going to be a critical level for us for a directional bias, and that's whether or not we do or do not get a buy signal today. If we fail from the low from today, that's definitely obviously very bearish, at least on a short-term intraday basis. We'll see what happens. I don't believe that's going to happen, just because, once again, how this rally started, we made a higher move low, higher move, lower move high, a higher move low, and then a higher move high. So short term, we have the intraday traders looking to press this rally to the upside. We may be done for the day. I wouldn't expect too much momentum to follow through. But then, like I said, as long as we settle where we're at or higher today in the Swiss, it'll be most likely a bullish follow-through wave that we'll see over the next couple sessions, and locking in this low from today and giving us a low-risk buy situation to fade the trend and maybe get a lead on a major move higher. Because if we do plant a low here and take out this high from, what was this, back on November 23rd, right around 91.48, that would confirm a higher move low after this lower move low, which would give us not necessarily the bullish outlook long term, but at least short term confirms neutral to higher bias for the US dollar Swiss as we trade into December, the end of fourth quarter, the end of 2020, which I'm sure everybody wants to end. Who knows what 2021 is going to be like, or what any other year is going to be like, but boy, what a year this has been. So we're looking right now for a short-term buy signal to be completed by the end of the session today. We shall see how that manifests, and while you're looking to see how that happens, especially if you want to learn how to trade that buy signal, read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com. And then also, you can go to our website, forex-trading-unlocked.com, and you go to the nav bar, and here you have product, courses, and services. At the bottom of it, it says High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. And then as you slide down, you got a video right here to see a little bit and learn a little bit about what's inside the book. And then also you have this big icon with the cover of the book here. You can either buy it, you can share it, or you can preview it and get a little taste of what's going on in that book. A lot of good money management and trading information in there, plus a good methodology on how to manage those trading signals. So once again, we're waiting for this US dollar Swiss signal to form. We don't have any questions on the chat right now. Let me just double check here. We don't have anybody on YouTube. We don't have anybody on the Facebook line. And we just have some people watching, but no questions. Giving you 1 second. Anybody want to type anything in here? It doesn't look like anybody's got any questions. So we're waiting to see for this, which is good, because we got to wait for the signal. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions tomorrow or after this video is over. So I want to thank you very much for your time today, and make sure you watch for the signal after the close, and we'll see how it manifests, and come back and see our next video to find out how to trade this next signal.